So the Rose coach in Unrivaled finally decided to play Lexie Hull. Lexie Hull actually saw the floor. And what happened when Lexie Hull played more than like 4 minutes? Oh, the Rose win, first of all. They win.
Picture this. You're Lexie Hull. You've played a total of 8 minutes in 2 games, your team is winless, and you've mostly been watching from the sidelines as Angel Reese hogs the spotlight, relentlessly chasing double-doubles. Then, out of nowhere, you get your shot. And instead of just holding your own, you absolutely demolish it, dropping a commanding 19-point performance, taking over, and leading your team to their first victory. It's the kind of moment that proves the value of grit, preparation, and staying ready when opportunity strikes.
And Lexie Hull goes 8 for 11 from the field and has 19 points, 3 assists, and 3 boards. 19, 3, and 3. She was the top scorer.
This isn't just any comeback. It's a standout story of determination, smart play, and redemption. Lexie Hull proved that true talent speaks louder than padded stats. Her performance wasn't just a personal win. It sent a bold message, and might just be the key to unlocking the Rose Basketball Club's full potential. So, how did she step out of Angel Reese's shadow and make such a statement? Let's break it down.
Hull's really stepping up because she barely played those first 2 games. And I do think with her barely playing those first 2 games, I don't think she did anything wrong. Like I even said at the time where I'm like, it's literally just the style of play their coach is trying to play that didn't suit Lexie Hull.
Remember when Lexie Hull was nearly invisible for the Rose Basketball Club? It's hard to forget. In the first 2 games of the season, she barely got off the bench, logging just 8 minutes total. Yep, 8. Meanwhile, the team racked up losses like it was their specialty, starting the season with a dismal 0-2 record. Hull could only watch, unable to make an impact. Frustrating doesn't even begin to describe it.
Imagine going from Christy Sides coaching, where she doesn't really want to play you, and no matter what you do on the court, it doesn't matter because your coach doesn't want to play you, and then eventually your coach figures it out and starts you and plays you 30 minutes a game and your team gets better.
Here's the deal. Lexie Hull isn't some player trying to figure things out. She's a proven sharpshooter with defensive skills that can lock down top competitors. Just last WNBA season, her 3-point percentage ranked her among the league's best. The talent? Check. The stats? Check. The game to back it up? Absolutely. So why was she stuck warming the bench? It's a mystery that's hard to ignore.
Lexie Hull hardly played, and it was all within like the flow of whatever offense you run in Unrivaled. And also, she's obviously a really freaking good defender.
So, what's the story? Why was a player like Lexie Hull, with her top-tier skills, barely seeing the court? It didn't make sense, and fans were starting to ask questions. Social media lit up with chatter, wondering why Hull's elite defense wasn't being used, especially when the team was clearly in need of a spark. Here's the kicker. While Hull sat on the bench, the team was floundering. Sure, some players were putting up double-digit points, but it wasn't enough to secure wins. The offense looked scattered, and the defense? Let's just say it was. Full of holes, more gaps than a block of Swiss cheese.
As we've seen from Alyssa Thomas, like, the points that are like, the point guards that are doing really well, or the point forward type things that are doing well in this aren't really pick and roll players. It's the ones that are sharing the rock and hitting cutters, hitting like 3-point players. Like, it's not about the pick and roll is not, it's not as important in 3-on-3, especially when you can push the floor and you can run, and athleticism is the most important thing.
Here's the reality. Even in her limited minutes, Lexie Hull made every second count. Her lockdown defense was a game changer, like a highlight reel condensed into a few plays. If you blinked, you missed her impact, but it was impossible to overlook. The frustration was palpable. Teammates were whispering, fans were venting, online, and the message was loud and clear. Hull deserved more time on the floor. Yet through it all, Hull remained the picture of professionalism. Calm, focused, and committed to being the ultimate team player.
I think Lexie Hull is going to have she's going to have a solid Unrivaled, and thankfully, she she's stepping up, and I didn't think she did anything wrong in her first 2 games when she was on the floor. The coach just didn't fit her. She didn't fit the coach's system. Thankfully, the Rose switched it up a bit. They won.
How did Lexie Hull transform from bench warmer to game changer overnight? That's the big question. Was it a change in strategy? Did the coach finally see her true value? Or did Hull make a secret pact with the basketball gods? We'll break it all down shortly. But before we dive into her incredible turnaround, let's tackle the bigger mystery. Why? Was she stuck on the bench to begin with?
She's back to mid-season form. She really is. She's absolutely delivering on that double-double. That's right. Points, rebounds, and of course, losses. Just in the same way that the Chicago Sky melted last year when her double-double streak started, she cost her team a game.
Remember when we couldn't figure out why Lexie Hull was stuck on the bench? Well, it turns out she might just be the hidden gem the Rose Basketball Club needed all along. Let's explore why Hull's skills make her a perfect fit for the fast-paced 3-on-3 format in Unrivaled. 3-on-3 basketball isn't your typical 5-on-5 game. It's a whole new ball game. With fewer players on the court, there's more room to move, more chances to create plays, and absolutely no time to coast. The pace is lightning fast, the action is relentless, and every player has to be a dual threat on offense and defense. This high-intensity style, it's tailor-made for Hull's versatile game.
People are saying, oh, she should have never went to Unrivaled. I still think, look, she's getting paid, what, 100 and something K? At least. Could be paid up to $250,000. Her, like, she's everywhere. Like, it's going to help her out. She drew the short straw with her team. The way the coach wants them to play is just not the way Lexie Hull is good at.
Let's dive into Lexie Hull's game. You already know she's a sharpshooter, right? Well, in 3-on-3, that's like bringing a flamethrower to a water balloon fight. With all the extra space on the court, players who can consistently sink threes and drive to the basket become a nightmare for the defense. And Hull? She's not just good. She's one of the WNBA's best at hitting shots from long range. But here's the real twist. Hull isn't just an offensive powerhouse. In 3-on-3, defense is everything. There's nowhere to hide when you're guarding your opponent one-on-one. And this is where Hull shines. Her lockdown defense is the kind of skill that keeps opposing players awake at night. In a game where every individual matchup can make or break the outcome, Hull's defensive game is like a secret weapon.
Not only that, she's been good. Like, the problem isn't that Lexie Hull has been garbage. Lexie Hull has played well. That's the weirdest thing, is that she's actually played well. There is one issue with Lexie Hull, which is why I think she's not playing, but I think she has actually played well. And their team lost again.
Want to hear something even wilder? This isn't Lexie Hull's first time playing 3-on-3 basketball. She's been there, done that, and has the medals to prove it. Hull has represented Team USA in international 3-on-3 competitions, bringing home some serious hardware. That kind of experience is priceless. She knows this format inside and out, and it shows in her game. Still not convinced? Just take a look at the league. Players like Kayla McBride and Kate Martin are dominating for the LA Basketball Club. What do they all have in common? They're deadly from beyond the arc. Game after game, these players are proving that in 3-on-3, a sharpshooter is absolutely invaluable.
We saw Kate Martin have one of the best performances of the weekend with a double-double at the guard position off the bench in limited minutes, where she did unbelievable. But for Lexie Hull, at least now they're stopping running the constant pick and rolls. Like, that was the worst part about it, is everything had to be a pick and roll. So the only players really scoring were Azare and Angel got some shots in, and that was really it. And at least this game was good today. This game really was good today.
The stage was set for a thrilling showdown against the Misted Basketball Club. With the Rose still searching for their first win, they knew it was time to make a change, and change they did. Gone were the days of sluggish offense and predictable pick-and-roll plays. Instead, they brought a fast-paced, high-energy strategy focused on quick movement and sharp cuts. It was like watching a brand new team, and at the center of it all, Lexie Hull. Let's talk about those 19 points in just 10 minutes. No, that's not a typo. Lexie Hull wasn't just good. She was on another level. But here's the real twist. 14 of those points came from driving to the basket. This wasn't the Lexie Hull we thought we knew. This was Lexie Hull 2.0. Attacking the rim with such power that defenders couldn't keep up. And don't think she left her signature skills behind. The other 5 points? Straight-up magic from beyond the arc and the free throw line. It was the perfect blend of her classic strengths paired with a newfound aggressive edge.